Let's take a look on how to install Anaconda on your computer. Step 1, open your browser and go to anaconda.com/download. Now click on Get Started. You need to log in. If you don't have an account, just click on Sign Up. Most conveniently, you can sign in or sign up using your Google account. So let me just sign in using my Google account. Now, usually it would automatically detect the version of Anaconda you need to install depending on your operating system. Let me just click on Download. Now, after it is downloaded, you can open the file. The installation guide will show up, and it's pretty easy. Just keep on clicking Next. For our purposes, we can keep everything by the default. After you have successfully installed Anaconda, you can look for the app Anaconda Navigator on your computer to start the Anaconda Navigator. Once you open the Anaconda Navigator, look for the item called Jupyter Notebook. Click Launch. A browser window should pop up, and you can start coding in your browser window. Now, a good practice is to create a new folder where you want to put your Python notebooks. By default, the Jupyter Notebook will show you the content of your home directory. You can click on the folders to go to different places on your computer. You can create a new folder, and here I already created a new folder called Python Coding for 0712. Let me enter that folder, and you can click on New Python 3 to create a new Jupyter Notebook. You can rename that notebook. For example, we can call it Another Notebook. And then you can start typing Python commands into any code cell. For example, I can do 1 + 2. And then you can click on this play icon. It will show you the result. I can also use the button here, the drop-down menu here, to toggle between code and markdown. In the markdown cell, basically that's some textual information you want to include to improve the readability of your notebook. If I type in hash followed by some words, let's say heading, and that will give you a heading of whatever you are trying to describe. Click on play. It will show you the nicer format. Double click on the markdown cell again to continue editing. On the second line, I can do 2 hash followed by anything you want to use. For example, subheading. So that's the level 2 heading. You can click on the play icon again. Alternatively, you can use Control Enter or Shift Enter to display the result. Now, after you are done with the coding, you may want to save it so that you can use the Jupyter Notebook again in the future, and close this file. This sends you back to the directory that contained your Jupyter Notebook. Now, if you look closely, there's a green dot before the notebook file we just opened, and this means that it is still consuming your computer memory. So it's better to shut it off. And the way we can shut it off is that we can move the cursor onto that file and right-click, find the item called shutdown kernel, and that's how you shut down the kernel for this file so that it's no longer consuming your memory. A good practice is to create a virtual environment when you start a new project. Go to Anaconda Navigator, click on the tab named Environments. As you can see, there's only one environment here, which is the base or root environment. It may be easier to do it in the command line. So what we can do is to click on this green play icon next to this base or root environment, and then click on Open Terminal. To install a new environment, we can use this command, conda create -n. -n means that you are specifying a name for this new environment. We can call it any name. For example, I can call it my env. You can choose any other name for this new environment. And then finally, I need to enter the word Anaconda because that will help you install all the default libraries and packages in this new environment. You don't have to include Anaconda in the end, but then you will only have the very basic libraries. And later on, when you need to use new libraries, you need to install them. So right now I'm choosing to include all the default libraries and hit enter. The installation just started. Now the installation of the new environment is completed. And let's close this terminal window. Go back to Anaconda Navigator. Now you can see that in the list of environments we have 2 items. Let me click on my env, the new environment. This will activate the new environment. And we can go back to the Home tab. And then this time, if you look for Jupyter Notebook and launch it again, things will be pretty much identical, except that now you are launching the new notebook in the new virtual environment we created.